What is up, Midway Mayhem fans? This is Dan, and we are checking in from Busch Gardens Tampa for a Tigris roller coaster construction update. And as we see right in front of us, the very first pieces have arrived on site here at the storage lot. Exciting times, and there's a lot to check out, so let's go. One thing right off the bat that I noticed is these little H's on the bottom of the supports, and we know from previous projects that these will connect physically to the ground via the concrete and the rebar. So it's going to be the base of the support structure right here. And here is the end of one of the larger supports. We can see some of these smaller holes, and that's where the bolts are going to connect one support to another one and rise up into the air with the rest of the ride structure. And there's going to be a lot of them, I promise you that. And a little bit closer view of some of those support connections. For those of you that don't know too much about Tigris, well, it's a triple launch roller coaster with a total track length of 863 feet. The max height is going to be 150 feet, and speed is going to be 62 miles per hour. It will feature one inversion as well as a non-inverting loop. And here's a look at some of these smaller pieces that have arrived during this delivery. This one right here, again, will physically connect to the ground via the concrete and the rebar. Another thing to point out are the identifying marks on the support. We see C37 as well as 590 pounds. So that little support right there is actually pretty heavy. And here's a look at some of the larger supports that have made their debut during this delivery. We can see 90-degree connection points as well as about a 35 one. And we believe these supports are going to be pretty much right in the center of the support tower. Tigris is going to be a very pretty roller coaster once it's complete, and in order to keep it that way during transit, they put these little protective pads right here to prevent against any sort of scrapes and dings, and they also keep them on here during transit over to the park before they finally assemble the ride itself. And here we can see the end of one of the largest supports. It does have connection points in several different directions, but we believe this is going to be one of the more important pieces to go up on the tower. Well, guys, that is going to do it for our Busch Gardens Tampa construction update for Tigris. And as we saw, some of the very first pieces have arrived, and it's exciting times. Of course, we're going to have more updates from here, so if you like what we do, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Midway Mayhem. And I will see you out on the Midway.